Tonight, a local woman is sharing her connection to one of the first responders on the scene of that tragic air collision at Reagan National Airport on Wednesday night.
Now, this collision, of course, as you know by now, between an American Airlines regional flight originating in Wichita and then colliding with that Army Black Hawk helicopter into the waters of the Potomac River. The crash killed everybody on board, 67 victims. KWW reporter Tara Konechny live for us tonight in Dubuque with a story of a local connection to all of this.
Yeah, Lisa Barbie is a Dubuque resident and had a family member on the front lines as soon as that tragic collision occurred.
The first thing I did was contact her and see if he was on and, tell her I was praying for her.
Barbie and her husband have many family members in the Washington, D.C. area, including her cousin, who she is very close to. Soon after the collision between the American Airlines flight and the Army helicopter, she learned that her cousin's husband was on duty that night, racing to the scene.
And they were out on a boat in the Potomac.
The Potomac River that night was freezing and pitch black, making the rescue efforts extremely challenging and dangerous. Her family member, who is a firefighter and trained in search and rescue missions, spent nearly 12 hours on the water searching for survivors.
He wouldn't be swimming around in the water looking. They'd be in the boat and they wouldn't get in the water unless they saw someone because it was so dangerous.
She tells me her and her husband have flown to and from Reagan National Airport dozens of times throughout their lives. Reagan National is one of the most busiest airspaces in the country. Wednesday's collision was the most significant U.S. airspace collision in nearly 15 years.
I always wondered how they kept things so organized and didn't have accidents out there. So
during her communications with her cousin, Barbie said she felt the constant stress of monitoring the scanner, just hoping for good news about her family's safety.
Heard that they were looking for a firefighter. They couldn't find him, and then they found him, and she was relieved. But it's very stressful for her, I think.
Now, all passengers on that American Airlines flight, as well as the Army helicopter, perished in that collision. Live in Dubuque, Tara Konechny, News 7 KWWL.